Hi you guys. So in this video I'm going to share with you something called Lucid Limbo. It is a term I've dubbed for these transition states that I have from waking to lucid dreaming. So what is Lucid Limbo? It is the state from when you are lying down in bed, your body is still awake but it's falling asleep, and then your brain is slowly changing to go into the relaxed, sleepy, dreamy state. But if I am really distracted, like I wake up and then my subconscious knows I have XYZ to do, all of my priorities, I'm going to be kind of unsettled. I'm not going to be fully present. I'm not going to be fully relaxed to be able to make it all the way to a lucid dream. So that unsettledness keeps me from going deep. And so my body is slowly relaxing, my brain waves are slowly changing, but I'm stuck there. I'm stuck being awake. But I realize that this stage can be beneficial, it can be worked with, and you can still get practice into becoming lucid in this state. So for those of you that can't dream or lucid dream, this state of transition is so cool because you're going to be able to enter into that kind of altered brainwave state and view some imagery and experiences like you were lucid dreaming, but your body is still awake. So I haven't really heard of anyone talking about this stage much, but I've been experiencing a lot of it, kind of struggling with it, but I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool, so I'm going to talk about it. So for those of you that are new, you'll want to check out my other video of how to get into a lucid dream state, or like the only video you need to start lucid dreaming. So those videos are precursors on how to clear your day and your body to allow yourself to be a channel to lucid dream. But this is about the moment that you lie down, start breathing, and get ready into the lucid dream state. So what happens for me getting stuck in lucid limbo? So my body is falling asleep, and these are the signs. I will start to feel twitching, and I can't believe I forgot these in my other videos. And I can't believe I forgot these in my other videos, but your body will twitch. My toe will twitch, my knee will twitch, my head will jerk, and sometimes it's like 100 jerks before I fall asleep, and it's torturous, but that is dependent upon my stress levels. So yeah, you feel yourself twitching, and it doesn't hurt, it's just like a muscle twitch. And then I feel my brain waves change. Like it's like a subtle shift of stepping onto a different plane, like when you're drinking alcohol and you feel that subtle shift of awareness. It's like that. And sometimes it's auditory as well, like it sounds like a very gentle tapping of a mallet on a timpani drum. And then I will start hearing and experiencing thoughts and visions that come out of nowhere that are very different than the state before. I start seeing a lot of imagery, or I start hearing voices, and then the next step after that, I will enter into a thought form, like a fully fleshed out thought form. So this is different than a lucid dream. It's like the precursor. So what does this mean? What does this look like? So I'm in my body, I'm there, and then all of a sudden I am in a factory. But it's not like as tangible as if like I'm sitting in real life right now. I can see everything around me. It's almost as if I see like a projection of it around me. It's like I can see through that projection, but I see all the detail around me, like almost as if I'm in a VR headset, but it's everything's at 50% opacity. Yeah, okay. That's how I'll describe it. And I'm really into whatever is in front of me. Like when I was in this factory, I was cutting out the template for shoes, like size 9 shoes, and then I was working at this factory as a shoemaker, and then I'm taking these cutouts out and I'm taking them to the printer so that I can make copies of them or print out more templates because I'm making shoes in some shoe factory. So this happened the other day. I'm using it as an example. I just got caught up in this story, and all of a sudden I'm a shoemaker, and then I went out of it. I was like, wait, I'm in my body, I'm not a shoemaker, And then instantly, when I snap out of it, I pop into another thought form, another scenario, and it happens on and on and on until I am strong enough, my focus is strong enough to stay out of it and be able to observe it as I would observe a television show. So when you observe a show on television, you have a very strong sense of separation between you and the character and what they're saying. And we won't get into subliminal messaging because you are programmed subliminally of what's normal and of different ideas. But for right now, I'm just going to use the example that the TV is a sense of separation that you're aware of. So if the character is like, I am going to kill you, I'm going to chop you up in pieces, you see it as, you know, this is someone else's story, this is entertainment, this is not you. And the difference is if you see that or you hear that thought in your mind without the TV, without that character saying it from his own mouth, then you're going to possibly think, am I crazy? Am I a serial killer? Why did I think that thought? Am I a bad person? So that's the difference of being able to observe your own mind, like you're observing a show, and observing your mind in a way where you can't differentiate between who you are and the thought forms coming in your head, and then latching on to those thought forms. So I just told you what happened to me. All of a sudden I'm in bed, and then all of a sudden I'm a shoemaker. So what is a thought form? I want you to imagine your brain and your energetic field as an energetic pond, and then thoughts are just fish flowing in and out of your space, and each fish is a body of a thought or many thoughts making up a world, or in my case, an occupation and a building around it with a set of actions. You can get caught on to thought forms without even knowing it. I know this sounds crazy. There's subliminal thought forms happening all the time. You know, have you ever just sat there doing what you're doing and you're like, I want a Big Mac with supersized fries and fancy ketchup? Happens to me a lot. I'm sure a percentage of it is just my emotional dependence and cravings, but I feel like there's a lot of engineered thought forms going in to manipulate us, because it happens all the time right in front of us on TV. It happens when you're trying to watch this video or you're trying to look at your friends' pages. They're trying to manipulate you and advertise to you all the time, so they can do it on many levels. And besides manipulation, there's just thought forms flowing in and out all the time. And I have direct experience with this where I'm able to see it for what it is, apart from meditation, because if you are not aware, then your brain tries to make sense of the feelings or thought forms that are emerging within you. It wants to put an image to it, it wants to understand it. So I'm going to give you an example. I was with my ex-partner a few years ago, and we were at an Airbnb. And at night, he likes to put a knife under the pillow. You know, like, we're both adventurers. This is something he always does. I have trusted him with my life. He's a very able, quick on his feet kind of guy, very able. I trusted him so much. I was never afraid of him. But that night, I thought he was going to kill me. And first it was the fear. I felt a deep fear in my heart and spine, and then my mind attached a reasoning to it that this is the closest person to me, this is the person that's going to hurt me. And I knew I wasn't alone, because it was several times when I was with him that he said he felt the same thing. And he's not a person to be afraid unless we're surviving, right? And even though we're not afraid, but like, we're in a house, we're in the middle of something very safe, we're not on our feet. It shouldn't have been something that we should have been afraid of. But when we share our feelings, I'm like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I didn't want to scare you. But we were both in tune to the same energies. And then for him, he was like, oh, our Airbnb hosts are going to kill us. You know, like, they were like these old, sweet people. But his mind attached to something different that made sense in the moment for him. So, yeah, weird things like we'd smell fish in the house. My pets would just start screaming for no reason. The radio would just shut off. Bugs were crawling inside when they should have stayed outside because of the weather. Like they should have preferred the weather outside, so there's no reason why they should have been inside. And we found out we were right behind the cemetery. Yes. So that was just one example. The other examples were we were on native battlegrounds. And then another example was like me, I was separate. I was on native ground. So I have had experience with seeing that my feelings and thoughts like to attach to a reasoning. And when you're in a deep state of fear, like your brain will try to do that. It's called jumping the gun. You ever done that? You ever think that something is a reasoning, but then you later find out you were completely wrong and that you can be wrong? Well, it happens all the time, every moment. Your brain is just trying to understand and do its work. So hope you understand what a thought form is. You know, when you are at a concert and you see all these people here with you, in a way, all of those people are like-minded energies who are attracted to the thought form of this musician's songs. And for a certain amount of time, you just want to meld with his thought form, his or her thought form, and you guys are all in sync for that moment. So it's easy to get attached to different thought forms and be in that world. So this is a good place to practice, because if you can't get into a dream, and you get into a dream and you can't get out of these thought forms that happen before you get into the dream, then the dream is going to be the same. Like you're going to get sucked into thought forms and you're not going to remember anything. You're not going to become lucid, and you might just fall asleep and forget about everything. So this is a really good stage to practice. And how do you do that? Same, meditation. This is just watching, really just watch. And the easiest way is to watch when you are fully awake. So you wake up on a day where you don't have many distractions pulling at you, and you're just watching your brain. You're breathing deep, you're relaxing your body, and you're just watching what thoughts come through and not attaching yourself into it. Or recognizing if you are. You know, it's all about recognizing when you're not you and then pulling back. Like, I'll try to watch my brain, and my brain is a crazy place, I'll tell you. But I also have a journal, because I don't like watching a thought go by 10 times. And by watching your brain through meditation, you will see if a thought goes by your brain 10 times. Like, I will watch myself say, I need to go pick up creamer. And if I'm spending all of this time throughout the day wasting mental space on thinking about creamer, I should go get creamer, you know, because there's that worry, there's like taking up the mental space. So like I have a notebook with me, so whenever I think of something I need to do, I write it down. It extracts it from your mind so that it can clear it up. So writing is so important to me, or you can put it in your calendar. Calendar is even better, because then you attach a time and an action to it. So yeah, being able to observe your thoughts makes you take action upon it. Like if I'm thinking like this person bothers me, I really don't like them, then you need to look at that thought form and take action to it. It's like, okay, I'm going to decide to not let them bother me, or I'm going to decide to put up boundaries, or I'm going to decide to sit away from them, you know, and not interact with them anymore. So as you're able to observe your thoughts, you're able to see clearly your state of mind instead of just like letting them infiltrate your energy throughout the day. So that's what meditation does. And then the more you practice watching, then the more you'll be able to do it when you're more tired, when your body is more tired. And then you'll be able to stay into that lucid state when you actually can pull yourself into your dream. Okay, so that's that. I hope that all made sense. If you have any questions about it or have had similar experiences and successes in practicing in that state, then I want to know. Thanks, you guys.